Hi, I'm Rita. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. We are literally so back. I haven't had the time to read, film, edit, any of that. I've just been enjoying my hot girl summer, and I have been reading. I just haven't been reading the most or what I thought I would be reading this summer, so I haven't had a lot of time to film videos, but here we are, and it's finally time for me to do my mid-year book tag because it is July. It's still before halfway of July, so I feel like I'm still okay, but I should have done this a lot earlier for sure. I just, I just always delay filming my mid-year book tag. Yeah, that's what it's called. I always delay it because I always think that I'm going to be reading better books by the halfway of the year. So I always wait until I've read another fantastic book so I can talk about it, but it's time to stop delaying. It's time to let it happen. We're doing it, we're filming it, and we're going to talk about some of the books that I've read this year and what I thought of them. So how is 2025 going for me reading wise? Just to give you a couple of stats first, I have only read 26 books so far this year, which is a long way from what I planned on reading. I upped my reading challenge this year to 75 books, but again, I just didn't know what I was doing, if I'm being completely honest, because I knew that 2025 was going to be the year that I started working full time. It was also going to be the year where I was finishing up my postgrad. So I knew that I wouldn't have a lot of time. So I really don't know what happened here to make me think that I could read 75 books. And I still could. Listen, I am nothing if not a delusional girl. So if I think that I can read 75 books before the end of the year, I think that I can do it. It hasn't been working out in the way that I wanted it to. But it's fine. It's all good. I still have a lot of time to read, and I still think this is going to be my hot girl reading summer, even though I'm doing nothing about it. I just have a lot of big books that are slowing me down, I think. So once I get those over with, I think that I'm going to be on a reading roll. But anyway, I have my little iced coffee with me, and I'm just going to be reading you the questions and answering them. So here we go. And the first question is already a banger. What is the best book that you've read so far this year? And I have read a couple of really great books, but I'm going to mention one that I don't think that I'll be mentioning again, and that is Private Rights by Julia Armfield. I currently don't have the physical version with me because I lent it to a friend of mine, but I just loved Private Rights. Every single second of that book made me feel so many different emotions. I think that Julia Armfield is one of our most talented writers writing today. I think that she is absolutely incredible. I read Our Wives Under the Sea last year at the tail end of 2024, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so devastating. I thought that this author just has a way with words and the way to make you feel emotions like grief, of sadness, friendship. She just does it all, and I am in absolute awe of her. And so for my birthday at the end of the year, I bought myself a copy of Private Rights because I really thought it would be one of my favorite books, and it truly, truly was. I loved every single second of that book. It's not a horror, it's more of like climate fiction, which was actually really hard to read because of you know, the state of climate in 2025, but I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. There are so many passages that I still think about. The atmosphere was so like intense with so many different emotions, and I just loved it so so much. I think about it all the time, and it's one of my all-time favorite books now, I think. She just gets me. Like Julia Armfield just gets me. She knows exactly what I want to read about, and she gives me that every single time. And I just love her so much. I can't imagine reading anything by her and not loving it at this point. So if you haven't read Private Rights, I know a lot of people found it underwhelming because it's supposed to be a horror book. I don't truly think that it is a horror book. I just think that it's such a good character exploration. It explores family dynamics, it explores climate fiction, it explores relationships. It's just, she is such a master of exploring characters and their emotions and their relationships, and I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with Miss Julia, truly. So if you haven't read it yet, I highly, highly recommend it if you think that you would like this aspects of the book instead of the plot or horror aspect to it. Then the second question is the best sequel that you read this year, and I've actually been reading a lot of sequels, so I'm cheering for myself. One of them that I want to talk about is obviously Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales by Heather Fawcett. I mean, last year I started reading Emily Wilde and something happened. It changed, it altered me, my brain chemistry, all of that. It was just such a surprise to me how much I enjoyed her books. I think that Heather Fawcett is such a talented author in the way that she writes as well. It's not overly dramatic, it's not overly lyrical, but it just captures the world, the fantasy world, in such a way that makes it so interesting. I also love a Victorian setting. I love a mystery element in a Victorian setting. That's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite series. Has the Athena Club by Theodore Goss. It's a mystery set in the Victorian times, and I just love that so much. This is not actually Victorian. Let me rewind a bit. This is a little further down. This is like beginning of the 20th century. So it's like, yeah, it's a little bit after that, but still, it still captures that magic that I want in that time period that I like. And this was just such a great sequel. I think that the second book, The Map of the Underlands, is still my favorite of the three, which I know might be a slightly unpopular opinion, but I thought this captured Emily and Wendell's relationship so well, and I think that she can balance plot and relationships in a way that I really admire, in the way that I really enjoy. So I loved this sequel a lot. I'm so glad that I read it, but I'm so sad that it's over. But the second book is still my favorite, but this was such a great sequel. Other series that I think I'm going to be mentioning a little bit forward in the video, but I have been reading this year the Veronica Speedwell series, which is A Curious Beginning, the first book by Deanna Raybourn, and I'm loving the series so much. Again, a Victorian mystery with a slow burn romance. I love it. I am in love with the series. I've read the 4 books out of the 9. I was reading one a month, but then I started feeling really sad that it's going to be over. So I've been taking a little bit of a break, but I cannot wait to return to this world. I need to own the whole series physically because I just love this series so much. So every single sequel to this was a banger. But my favorite one was the 4th one, A Dangerous Collaboration. That one was so good. She truly put her whole heart into it. I'm not going to say the other world, but she really truly put everything in that book. It is my favorite, one of my favorite books that I've read ever, but this year as well. But since it was a sequel, I didn't want to mention it because, well, it's the 4th book in a series. But the funny thing is, this book actually didn't convince me. I gave this book 3 stars. I gave A Curious Beginning 3 stars because it just, the pacing felt really weird to me. I was really enjoying the characters, but it's just like the plot, the pacing really wasn't doing it for me. And then I started reading the sequels, and it was just banger after banger after banger. The more that their relationship develops and their friendship, the plot, the mysteries are so good as well. So if you've read A Curious Beginning and you were not convinced, please do try the second book because I think that she fixes a lot of the issues that I had with the first one, and it just gets so good. Like, finally some good fucking food. Like, I'm obsessed. So definitely one of the best sequels that I've read this year. And the other one that I'm currently reading that I'm really enjoying is actually The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. The first book was really, really great. I gave it a 4-star. It wasn't like my all-time favorite or anything. And I had really low expectations for this one because everyone says it's so boring and it gets so political. Not everyone, but it's a very popular opinion within the trilogy. But I am actually really, really enjoying all the political aspects to this. I am really, really into what Brandon Sanderson is doing with this story and with his characters. I think that it's so interesting, and I am fully captivated. I am almost 600 pages in, so I have about 200 pages left of this book, and I just cannot wait to see how it gets down, and I cannot wait to get to the 3rd book. So this is a sequel that I'm really enjoying and that I had really low expectations for, but it's truly been great so far. So I cannot wait to finish it. This is also a book that has been slowing me down a little bit, but I am really intrigued and really invested in this story. Guys, this is kind of Yap Central. I'm so sorry. This video is going to be long, I fear. The third question is a new release you haven't read but want to, and this feels criminal. I still haven't read Silverborn. Another series, another sequel. I'm so sorry. We'll be done with series soon. But I still haven't read this. I pre-ordered this book. It got to me, I think, in June. And I still haven't read it. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just... I'm just kind of scared of reading it because I waited 3 years for this book to come out. And a lot of people waited like 5 years for this book to come out. And if the next book takes 5 years, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my life. So I've been really struggling with the fact that I want to read this, but I don't want the series so far to be over. It's just what I do. I delay books that I think I'm going to love. I don't know why I do that. I need to stop that. But it's happening with this book, and I just need to get over it. And I need to read it this summer because... especially because this is going to be a murder mystery, I think. So again, all my favorite elements, and I love this world so much. I really, really love the Nevermore world. So I just have to get over it, and I have to read it. Then for my most anticipated release for the rest of 2025, I would say that the new Richard Osman book in the Thursday Murder Club series, I don't remember what it's called, but it has like, oh, okay, all of them have a fox on the cover, but it's like orange. I'm gonna put the cover. I'm really excited. I love the Thursday Murder Club series. I have been just collecting them and reading them, and I've been really, really enjoying it. So I think it's called something like The Impossible Fortune, something Fortune. I'm really excited to read that one, and I cannot wait for it to come out later in the year. But one of my most anticipated releases overall that has already been released is Lost Souls Under a Full Moon by Mizuki Tojimura. This is the author of Lonely Castle in the Mirror, which is also one of my all-time favorite books. And I just love that book so, so much. It means so much to me. So the fact that this author has another book out that's going to be a series, I think, is really, really compelling to me. And I've been waiting to buy it, but I don't know why the paperback is super expensive. I don't know exactly what it is, but I've just been waiting for the right moment to pick it up. But that is a book that I definitely want to read in 2025 because I love that author a lot. Okay, so we're getting into the sad part of the video. We're getting into the most disappointing book that you've read this year, and I hate to say it, A Little Luck by Claudia Pinheiro. This is the most heartbreaking thing that has ever happened to me personally. I love one of my all-time favorite books, Elena Knows by Claudia Pinheiro. I think it's stunning. I think that she did something that I still think about a lot, and it's been 3 years. I am scared to reread it because I'm scared I'm not going to love it that much when I on a reread, but it just meant so much to me at the time. I thought it was so experimental. I thought the writing, the story, the characters, it was just something that I really, really connected to and really admired the authorship of that book. So the fact that one of my friends gifted this to me on my birthday because she knew how much I really loved Elena Knows, and I'm so, so grateful to have been gifted this book, and I will never get rid of it, even though I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It doesn't feel like the same author to me. It just, something went very wrong with this book and me. Something went diabolically wrong because I did not like this book in the slightest. I thought it was so repetitive. It's one of those books where the character is kind of having flashbacks to an event that changed their lives. And so it just keeps repeating with slightly more and more information each time. But it's so repetitive, and I got the worst feeling. This is the worst feeling that I could have when I finish a book and it's like, why did this author write this? I cannot see what they wanted to say. I don't understand. I don't see the motivation. I don't know why this book exists. And I think that that's the most awful feeling that I can have when I finish a book, because even when I don't like a book, I can tell why it exists. I can't see it with this one. I really didn't like this book, which is so heartbreaking. This is going to be my biggest disappointment of the decade, I fear, because what the hell was this? Truly, I don't know. If you've read A Little Luck, I know that this author is not that well known. I mean, she was nominated for a Booker Prize, but still, she's not, you know, in the BookTube game. But if you've read this, please let me know what you thought, because I feel like I'm going insane. Why did I dislike this book so much? Okay. I'm renting. I don't want to rent. I still love this author. Elena Knows still means a lot to me, but this one just... diabolical, truly. Then we have my biggest surprise, which is a book that I maybe thought I wouldn't enjoy as much as I did. And I have one, but it's for a vlog that still hasn't come out, so I'm not going to mention it here. It's not a favorite book of all time or anything. It's just a book that I thought I really wouldn't enjoy and then I actually did. But for this prompt and for this question, I think that I'm going to be picking Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, because I had such high expectations for this that it kind of flipped to I have low expectations of this, because I really cannot imagine myself enjoying it as much as I hyped it up in my own head or as much as other people have enjoyed it. But I read it and I loved it. It took me a little bit to get into this author's writing, but once I was in, I was so immersed in it. This book was, it really was as incredible as everyone says that it is, which is so, you know, well, of course it is. It is a beloved book. Why wouldn't you enjoy it? But when you have such high expectations, sometimes it flips to, well, I can't possibly enjoy this book as much as I hyped it up in my head. But I did. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And I'm going to spoil a prompt that is coming later on, but this made me cry. And I don't cry in books. I have like a handful of books that have made me cry in my life, and this is one of them. Like, I fully, not sobbing, but I was like tearing up, and I was crying because Maggie, what was this? Why would you do this to me? Truly, just crazy, just insane. So, biggest surprise, because truly I had come back around to low expectations and it just knocked it out of the park. I just loved it. So Maggie, you truly did a number on me with this one. Then we have a new favorite author. I mean, I feel like Julie Armfield really solidified herself as one of my favorite authors, because 2 5 stars to one of my all-time favorite books. She slayed there. And then I also have Deanna Raybourn from The Curious Beginning, which is somewhere around here. I love her writing. I think that I can read her grocery shopping list and I would be so happy. It's not, again, it's so balanced. I just love the way that she writes, but she doesn't overdo it, and I just really, really appreciate that. Then we have a new favorite ship, and I think that it definitely has to be Veronica and Stoker, because I've only read the first book this year, and they really solidified themselves as my favorite ship, because the chemistry that they have, the friendship that they have, every time that they look at each other, I want to bark. Every time that they talk to each other, I want to scream. So they're really something special. Again, Deanna Raybourn, you just keep slaying. And then again, it's not new, but Emily and Wendell. I mean, do I have to say it? I don't have to say it. Emily and Wendell. That's it. That's history. That's it. I don't really have a new favorite character. I feel like this question comes around every single year, and I'm just like, I don't really have a favorite character that I've read so far this year. Actually, I read Matrix this year by Lauren Groff, and I really enjoyed Marie de France, our main character from this. I wouldn't say that she's a new favorite character, but I just really enjoyed her in this book, and the way that Lauren Groff wrote her, I really, really enjoyed that whole character arc. So I guess that this is one of my most memorable characters that I've read this year that I really, really enjoyed. Then again, a book that made you cry. I mean, it was Hamnet. I don't think there was any other book that made me cry this year. I could be misremembering it, but I think that this is the only one that like truly made me cry. So that was something. Now, a book that made me happy. I mean, again, I'm just replaying, guys, but I mean, A Curious Beginning series made me so happy, just unbelievably happy. Emily Wilde made me so happy. I just love a silly, goofy time. Truly, I do. But I'm going to be checking my reading journal to see what else made me happy this year, because I did not read a lot of happy books. So what else did I... No, yeah, that was kind of it. I didn't read a lot of happy books this year. Nevermore always makes me really happy. I reread the first trilogy. so I could be moving on to Silverborn, and those books always make me really happy because I just love the little world and the characters. So I guess those books made me happy, but truly I need to lock in and find some happy readings before the end of the year, because this year has been serious. It has been so serious, and I need to lighten up, I fear. Okay, second to last question, the most beautiful book that you bought this year. I mean, Silverborn is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to be taking the dust jacket off. It is absolutely stunning. These hardcovers are always so beautiful on the inside. I love these editions, which is why I pre-ordered them. I think these books are absolutely gorgeous, and I really, really appreciate the beauty of them. And then I also bought this year the illustrated edition of The Royal Assassin, which is my favorite book in the Farseer trilogy. So this one is absolutely gorgeous as well. I was hoping it would have more illustrations, if I'm being really honest, but it's still, I'm looking for like an illustration so I can show you. But truly, it is such a stunning book, and I'm so glad that I have it. It is heavy as I'll get out, but it is a really, really gorgeous book that I'm so glad that I have. And finally, some books that you still want to read in 2025. I mean, no one's going to be surprised at this. There are still a lot of books that I want to read in 2025, particularly in my physical TBR, which is The Struggle, that has been struggling for the Struggle City. Some 3 books that I have here. I have Big Swiss. I still want to read this book, hopefully this summer, because it feels like such a summery book. Then I also have Monstrilio by Gerardo Semana Cordova, but I think that this one is going to be really hard to read. So again, I haven't been reading the most happy books, so I don't know if I'm going to get into this one right away. And then a book that I bought recently, I bought James by Percival Everett, which I am so excited about because this book has been making all kinds of rounds lately. It has been winning all kinds of awards. I think that Percival Everett is an author that I've been really meaning to read for a long time, and I think that I'm really going to enjoy his books. So I'm glad that I finally have James, which is shorter than I thought it would be. It's only 300 pages. And I do have a Mark Twain collection that was gifted to me on Christmas, I think. So I think that I might be reading The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn first, so I can really understand James and see the changes and see what this author truly did with the source material. But I'm really, really excited to read James, and I would love to read it before the year ends, because I do think this could become a favorite of the year as well. Okay guys, that is it for my mid-year book tag. I am so hopeful that the rest of 2025 is going to be a great reading year for me. I am always the most Delulu. I always think that every month, every year is going to be my best reading time ever. Does it always happen? No, but we're still Delulu about it. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.